Paul, a goalless draw on Saturday. Whilst you'll be disappointed perhaps with the goal scoring side of things, the introduction of John Thompson will be something you'll be delighted with.
Yeah, I thought he was. I thought he was excellent. You know, to say it was his first game in a while, first competitive game. I just thought he was outstanding. As was Sutz alongside him. If I'm honest, I thought the back four defended really well. You know, it's you look at our goals against column. It's one of the healthiest in the top 10. So, but no, it's. I was just disappointed that that we wasn't a little bit more adventurous in the last third. If I'm honest, on Saturday. Saying that, we got a point. We've jumped up a place. Results, this strange old league. We're 5 points off playoffs. I think we're something like 7 points off third place, aren't we? Something now with a game in hand. So it's going to be a strange league this season. It really is. All I've said is while we haven't been, I don't think we've played particularly well building into the Telford game, but I don't think we played particularly bad Saturday. I thought we passed the ball well. But you have to put the ball in the net at the end of the day, and I just thought we could have been a little bit more adventurous and probably a little bit more simplistic in the last third.
One boost for you will be the fact that it was the first clean sheet in 13 games. You must be pleased with that.
Yeah, let's say over the moon. You build sort of squads and teams that win championships and are successful, on clean sheets. And to say we've not had one in that period, like I say, our goals against records, speaks volumes. So, but we need to work harder. There's a lot more we can get better at, and like I say, I think this is a very important part of the season now. So we do really need to sort of batten down hatches now and try and get the 3 points.
On Saturday, you'll be without your captain Adam Murray. Picked up his 5th booking of the season. How much of a loss will that be for you on Saturday afternoon?
Well, like I say, we've got a squad of 23 with the 2 loan signings, so losing anybody is going to be hard. But you don't want to be losing your captain, But we're going to have to cope. It's as simple as that. We've had influential people missing all season. And I've said in previous interviews that I've not picked my strongest side yet. Well, I can't pick my strongest side, because of injuries, that we've sustained from pre-season have sort of followed on to this stage of the season. So, but yeah, we just got to get on with it.
You've got plenty of options in that midfield as well, but I guess one man that you'd be eager to get in there is Lee Stevenson. Yeah,
I was tempted to throw Steve-O in on Saturday. I think Steve-O's itching now. He's come back. He's looking sharper. And he gives us that goal threat, and I'm fully aware that the goals for column needs to improve. We've got Greeny that's been excellent for us this season. And scoring us the goals, but we seem to be heavily reliant on him at the minute, and that's not healthy for us. So it'd be nice to get Briscoe back. Briscoe starts training next Thursday, from what I gather. But we need goal scorers in the side, the match winners, and Stevenson comes into that category.
What is the latest on Louis and the rest of the injured boys?
Well, Louis, like I say, should be back next Thursday to train with us, which will be excellent because. From what I gather, this is between this sort of period and the end of the season where he scored most of his goals last season. So we'd love a repeat of that. But more than anything, Briss is a match winner and he puts people on the back foot and he can win you a game out of nothing. So that'd be nice to have back. Riley's back training today. I think the only ones we've got injured at the minute are Kendrick. Haggerty picked up a knee injury Saturday. I think they're the only 2. Coming into this morning.
Will there be any movement in transfer-wise this week ahead of Saturday?
I'd like to think so. Like I say, that's not a damning verdict on the lads. It's I read articles on Saturday about squad size, and I probably would like to think that. I'll say not what would like to think, but. Reading between the lines, I think we've probably got one of the weakest squads in terms of depth in the league now, and that's not healthy. We need competition for places. We need to put pressure on 1 or 2 people, and we need to make sure that when we do get injuries and suspensions, that we're not down to the bare bones, and that that people aren't being exhausted by playing continuously week in week out. It's one of them games Saturday where if you look at us. Where Lyndon came back from international duty, not just the flight and playing 90 minutes there, but I think it's the It's the adrenaline rush of playing for your country and what you put into it that might leave one or two people flat. So it'd be nice to probably give him a breather on Saturday. But you know, as it is, we're heavily reliant on people, and I think for a club that has aspirations of being up there, you know, being competitive, then we need to have a stronger squad.
We mentioned earlier Adam Murray going to be missing on Saturday. Of course, you've got no vice caps. You didn't name one at the start of the season. Have you got an idea in your head who's going to have the armband on Saturday at Bath?
No, not this minute. You know, there might be a few surprises on Saturday. You know, it's you know, sometimes you have to just shake up the pack. Sometimes you have to bring people in. You know, I'm not saying we're doing badly, but I think we can be better than what we've done of late. You know, like once again, that's not pressing any panic button or anything like that. You know, I've said right from the beginning of the season, if we're in that pack come Christmas time, then I'll be happy with that. You know, and we're still on course. What we need to do is I think we need to do the basics better, and you know, and improving one or two areas in that, you know, with just that. So, but no, in terms of your question, no, I've not got a vice captain yet. You know, I'll be looking through training this week and see who really wants it. See who really wants an armband for Saturday.
Cheers, Paul.
So, if you think of Steve on Saturday, are you thinking of a 4-3-3 or are you thinking of playing him in a 4-4-2?
I'm not too sure at the minute, John. It's you know, I think what I'd like to do is you know, I mean, I left him out the 16 on Saturday. You know, whereas probably 6 cents should have probably gone with him because we probably needed a goal from someone like midfield. But I'm unsure yet. We're going to work on one or two things in sort of like training this week. And hopefully, you know, I want the lads to be comfortable with whatever we do. But I want us to look as though we've got more of a threat coming from more angles rather than just from Matt Green at the minute. So you know, there might be one or two coming in those positions. You know, it's you know, we goals win games, and you know, we've struggled a little bit of late to put the ball in the back of the net. So
Louis Briscoe, you say he's back training Thursday. Would Saturday be too soon for him, or maybe even?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, you'd always like someone like Briss on the bench, you know, to chuck on for the last 20 minutes, and I would never say never. You know, but we've got to be careful with Briss. I mean, what we don't want to do, he's had a really weird sort of injury in his abductor. You know, a little slight tear in there. We don't want it to be, you know, sort of secondary injury and lose him. With those sort of injuries, you could lose him for 2 or 3 months. So it'll be depending on what he's happy with. But you know, Ian says he's coming on leaps and bounds. He's running now. He's twisting, turning. He's doing all the good stuff, as I call it. You know, I think with Briss, once again, it's like the John Thompson, the restays. It's you've got to be the player's got to be happy to be thrown in. You know, knowing Briss, I do, he probably wants to be chucked in to start. You know, because he loves playing football. But sometimes you've got to put, you've got to wrap some of these players up in cotton wool.